while we start in standing, we're just going to start with some light twists. So step your feet to a nice comfortable distance and just start swinging your arms side to side, a light twist in your spine, a little tap of your hands against your hips. And then as you're moving here, just tune in and notice. So we're coming back together after our time change. So if you did not catch up on your sleep, maybe you take things a little bit more mindful and just focus and pay attention on how your body's feeling. So you're going to still get plenty of work, even if you take things a little slower, even if you take things just with a little lighter sense of weight. So just know that if you're feeling like you have not caught up on your sleep, be mindful throughout your work. All right, take it into some side bends, just reaching up and overhead and just bending your spine side to side. Keep your feet nice and grounded. And time. Nice job. Okay, we're coming right down onto our back. Have your Theraband handy nearby, or your towel or your yoga strap if you're working with an alternate tool. So we're going to step our feet nice and long. We're going to come right down onto our back. So lower all the way down. Take a second to come down, and then feet about hip width distance apart, toes reaching up towards the ceiling. So rather than a relaxed position, toes are reaching up, heels pressing into the ground, arms down alongside your hips with the palms facing down. We're going to start with some little curls. So you're going to reach your fingertips towards your heels, curl up your chest and your head, and then release it back down. Curl up and release back down. And now add your breath here. Exhale as you curl up. Inhale as you release down. Do that one more time. Exhale, curl up. Inhale to lower down. And now we're going to exhale, curl up, hold that curled up position and start to pump your arms. So think 100s. We're going to inhale for the count of 5 and exhale for the count of 5, keeping that curled up position. And then once you've got a little rhythm going, if it's feeling good, if you're like, already, this is quite enough work, I'm good here, stay here, do this work. But if it feels good to find a little challenge, reach through your right toes, lift your right leg up, keep pumping your arms. In for the count of 5, out for the count of 5. One more time through, and then switch. Set that right foot down, reach the left foot up. In for the count of 5, out for the count of 5. One more time through. All right, now we're going to keep that curled up position of the head, neck, and chest, but relax it down if you need just a little break. And now we're going to take it into double leg stretch. So right knee's going to pull in, left leg's going to hover, and we're going to switch. We're going to keep the body curled up in that position. Nice work, you guys. Beautiful. If this is enough, you're going to stick with that single leg stretch. But if it feels good and you want a little extra challenge, you're going to move on to the double leg stretch. Both knees are going to pull in, both arms are going to reach out, circle around, pull it in, reach everything out, circle around, pull it back in. And you're going to do the version that feels best to you this morning. You got 10 seconds left, whichever one you're going with. And time. Nicely done. Okay, relax your head down, set your feet down just for a second. Take a quick second to just assess, see how everything's feeling. And then if it's all feeling good, we're moving right into scissors. So legs up towards the sky, curl up the head, neck, and chest. One leg reaches long, the other leg comes in. And then you're going to think about finding a little bit of resistance. So as your leg comes in, grab either the back of the thigh or the back of the calf, but you're going to push outwards. So you're going to push your leg into your hands to find that little bit of resistance. Rather than tugging the leg in, think about pushing the leg out and find that strength there. And then if you've got that down, it's going to be a little push, push. So you're going to think about a little beat, beat as you bring it in. Nice work, you guys. Beautiful. Keep the head, neck, and chest curled up the whole time if you can. You're already halfway there. Yes, you guys look amazing. Nice job. 10 seconds left. You got this. And time. Nicely done. Okay, lower your head down. We're going to bring our legs into a bent knee position, so into our tabletop, and we're moving right into some dead bugs. So it's going to be opposite hand, opposite foot. You want to think about pulling the belly button towards the ground so we keep our center nice and firm. And then we're going to extend right arm, left leg out nice and long, pull it back in with control. Left hand, right leg reaches out, pull it back in with control. Everything else stays stable. As your arm and your leg move out, the other arm and the leg stay really nice and stationary. The belly is pulling downward. You're focusing your gaze upward towards the ceiling. And then if you like working with the breath, you're going to exhale on your effort and inhale as you come back. Nice and slow and steady here. You're already halfway there. Beautiful. And then if that outreach is just a little too much, if you're not quite there yet, stay just in that dead bug position and think about drawing the abdomen down. Keep it nice and steady, nice and stable, and just focus on your breath. 10 seconds left. Beautiful, you guys. And time. Nicely done. Okay, rock and roll up. Grab your Theraband, and I'm going to give you a little setup. So you can do your roll-ups without the Theraband if you don't want to use the Theraband. But if you want that little feedback, I'm going to show you just a nice way to get a little wrap around the feet. So you're going to bring it around the bottoms of the feet and then crisscross it through so you get a little hook around your feet. So once you've got that hook around your feet, it's going to be a nice way so it's not going to slip off your feet and fly off. So once you've got your Theraband or your towel around your feet, and like I said, you can leave all of this off if you don't want to use your tools for this, but it's just our roll up. But from here, we're going to find that flat back position again. And then you might choose to just come back to that curl up and lower back down. But if you can, exhale, curl up, roll all the way up, reach past your toes if you can, and then think about pulling the abdominal muscles in, roll all the way back down. If you choose to leave off the Theraband or leave your tools off altogether, as you come all the way back, you're going to reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, pull the abdomen down, curl all the way up. You got it. Nice work. Nice, slow and steady pace. You also have the option here to bend your knees. So especially if you have super tight hamstrings, as you come up to that rolled up position, if your hamstrings are wicked tight, bend your knees as you fold over so that you're not yanking against the hamstrings. You want to really focus on that strengthening position, and the stretch is just an added bonus. 20 seconds left. You got this. And time. Nicely done. Okay, next time you come up to a seated position, come all the way up. We're going to take it into some seated rows. So if you're working with your Theraband and you've got it wrapped around your feet, you're going to just keep it there, get nice and tall, hinge forward just slightly so you feel a little tiny tug in the backs of the legs, anchor into your feet, and then we're pulling back into a row. So we're just scraping the elbows along the ribs. And then if you're working with your hand weights, you can do the same thing. Keep that nice upright position. You got it. Nice work. We got 1 minute on the clock, slow and steady here. So really think about that focus of reaching up through the top of your head to keep that nice long spine. And then other focus is pulling the elbows, scraping them along the ribs so you feel that little work coming through the back of the shoulder blades. Nice work, you guys. Beautiful. Ooh, really nice posture. Man, you guys look amazing. Twenty seconds left. And time. Awesome job. Okay, if it's wrapped around your feet, go ahead and uncross it. And now we're going to do a little single footwork. So here's a place, if you are wearing shoes or socks, I'll recommend just kicking them off so we have access to the bottom of the foot. You're going to take your Theraband or your resistance band, catch hold of the bottom of the foot. If you're working with the Theraband, that wider grip, you're going to get to around the ball of the foot up over the toes. So we want to get a good coverage of that single foot. And then your other leg is just going to do whatever it wants. For the first 20 seconds, it's just going to be a point and flex. We want to reach through the toes, choke up on your band so that you get plenty of resistance, reach through the toes. And then as you come back to that flex, think toes, balls of the feet, and then pull it all the way in. Reach to the ball of the foot, the toes, get a nice good sense of resistance, pull back the toes, the ball of the foot, get a good flex. And then once you've got that down, we've got 5 more seconds here. All right, now we're going to take it into a little side to side wave. So hold on nice and tight, and then side to side your foot, like you're waving your foot, using your foot to wave hello to a friend. So just hold on tight, keep that resistance, wave your foot side to side. Nice. Now we're going to take that foot and draw it in some circles. Keep that resistance on your band. Awesome. And then take your foot, circle it the other way. Nice. One more time around. Awesome. And then release that foot. We're going to take it over to the other side. So take a second, give that foot a little wiggle, shake it out. But then when you're ready, catch your band, catch hold of the bottom of the foot. If you can get that band to go over the tops of the toes, so you just get a nice bit of coverage around that top of the foot. Choke up nice and high so that you get a good resistance. And then away we go. Start with the point and the flex. Reach toes nice and long. And then as you come to that flex, then pull the toes back, ball of the foot, and then pull it all the way back in. Nice and slow so that you can really articulate through the bottom of your foot. Nice. One more point and flex through. And then with a slightly neutral foot, come to that wave. And then if you need to, choke up just a little bit further so you can find that little bit of resistance. And then like you're waving your foot, hello. Nice work. And now we're going to take it into some circles. Draw some circles in one direction. And again, keep that little bit of resistance on your band so you're working through the ankle joint a little bit. Awesome. And then take your circles, go the other way. And time. Nicely done. Okay, our last bit of seated work. We're going to do 30 seconds on the ground, and then we're going to take the same work and 30 seconds it up in the sky. So come to a seated position with your legs crossed if that feels like a comfortable way to sit. Now you're going to find your ribs. Hands are going to find the ribs, and we're going to start to glide the ribs side to side. So this is like a really nice bit of subtle work, but it helps us kind of cue in and find the oblique muscle. So start by just finding that glide of the ribs side to side. And then if you can isolate, if you can move your ribs side to side, we're going to add on. So as you glide over to the left, rotate, back to center, over to the right, rotate, back to center, slide, rotate, back to center, slide, rotate, back to center. Now we're going to add on, slide, rotate, bend backwards, come back up, slide, rotate, bend backwards, come back up. Go one more time each side. Slide, rotate, bend back, come back in, slide, rotate, bend back, and then come back in. Cool. Now we're going to try to do that in standing. So we found that some people had no problem doing it on the ground with their butts on the ground, but then when we came into standing, it was a little bit more challenging. So find a nice even stance, hands on your ribs to find it, and then away we go. We're going to glide. First, just find that glide. See if you can keep your hips nice and stable and just your ribs are moving side to side. And then if you can find that, add on, glide, rotate, glide, and rotate. And then if you can get that down, glide, rotate, lean back, glide, rotate, and lean back. So what it's doing is creating a little bit of space in the spine, and then you're opening up a little bit. All right, take one more time each side if you've got it. Nice work. Okay, grab your resistance band and we're back to business. All right, so grab your resistance band. We're gonna choke up on it a little bit, get a palm facing up situation. Elbows are gonna hug in at the ribs. We're gonna get a nice close grip, and then we're just gonna start to pull apart. We're gonna keep the elbows hugging in at the ribs. So this is gonna work up in that shoulder girdle. So we wanna think about pulling outward, getting that external rotation, but keeping the ribs, elbows hugged in at the ribs. So you go at a pace that feels right to you. Find a grip that works good for you so you can get a little bit of work going on up in the shoulder, but you're also working your grip. And if you're doing it right, you're pulling your abdominal muscles in, so you're working through your core as well. Yes, nice work, you guys. When you start to get a little fatigued, just check in and notice, are you letting your belly go? And is everything kind of puffing up to help that work happen? Keep pulling the abdomen in, keep drawing the ribs in towards each other. Make most of that work come up and out of the shoulder. You got 10 seconds left. And time. Woo, nice job. Okay, give your shoulders a little wiggle. And now we're going to take it into drive the car. So palms facing down, you're going to pull apart to shoulder distance. Keep that shoulder distance and that pulling apart sensation. And then just like you're turning a steering wheel, you're going to turn from side to side. We want to maintain that pulled apart situation the whole time. So we want to keep that even space as you rotate one way and then rotate the other. And again, here, we want to keep our legs nice and stable. Hips nice and stable. Check your ribs and your belly. Just make sure your belly's pulled in and ribs are drawing in towards each other so we keep that nice, stable position in our center. Nice work, you guys. Beautiful. "20 seconds left. You got this. And time. Woo, nice job. Okay, give everything a good shake. Set your Theraband down off to the side. We're going to take it into a lunge, and then you'll choose the depth of your lunge that is going to work good for you this morning. It's going to be 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other side. So you're going to start by finding your lunge position with the knee down just a little bit, and then we're going to bring hands behind the head. We're going to push the head into the hands. Hands are going to create a little bit resistance, and this is where we're going to find the work. So we're going to push into the hands. Lift the chest just a little bit, lift your chin, come back to a nice neutral spine, stabilize your legs, and then draw your hands away from the back of the head about 2 inches. Bring the hands back to the head, get that push in sensation, lift your chest and chin, bring it back to a neutral position, and then draw the hands back. So it's a nice slow bit of work. Stabilize your legs, a little arch of the back, come back to neutral, pull the hands about 2 inches back away from the head. Lift the chest, bring it back to neutral, and then the hands pull about 2 inches away. If that position of the arms is no good for you, bring it into cactus, still find that arch of the back. Think about drawing the elbows back slightly. And then once you're there in that neutral position, just pull the elbows and the hands back. So that might feel like a better way to go, just if you've got anything going on with the shoulders. But if it feels okay to be at the back of the head, stay with the variation that works best for you. All right, and then switch feet. Other foot's gonna step forward, step the other hand back, and then right back to it. Hand to the head, push your head into your hand, find that arch at the back, lift back up, hands release away, hands to the head, lift the chest and chin, bring it back, and pull the hands back. Again, you can also do the cactus arms if that's a better way to go for your shoulders. We still get that arch at the back, that squeeze in the shoulder blades, and then pull the arms back. Get that little work. Yes, nice work, you guys. Beautiful. And time. Woo! Let those shoulders go. Shake out those legs. Give everything a good shake out. we're moving into deadlifts. We're going to use our Theraband. If you don't want to use your resistance band, just grab a set of heavy weights. If you are using your resistance band, make it like a little U. Step onto the bottom of that U. Nice, about hip width distance apart with those feet, a little hinge from the waist. We're going to choke up on that band just as much as we can. And then we're going to think hip hinge. So we're going to hinge from the waist, push the butt back, keep a nice long spine, tug up nice and tight, squeeze your glutes as you come up. Slow and steady here. This is not one of our speed rounds. And as we are heading towards our speed round and we're working into those bigger muscles here, just check in and notice, how is your energy level feeling at this point? We've done a lot of small muscle work. So hopefully you're feeling warm, but not too fatigued. So if a speed round is going to be good, they're coming up soon. But if you feel like speed's not for you this morning, then you're going to take those rounds at a lighter pace. You're already halfway there, 30 seconds to go. You got this. Nice work, you guys. Beautiful, nice long spines. Yes. Ooh, Mara, nice posture. Yes. And time. Awesome job. Okay, set your Theraband off to the side. This next round is going to be for speed if you want speed. So it's going to be about hip width distance apart. You're going to reach down, touch the ground. As you come up, think jumping jacks with your arms and your heels are going to lift. So we're going to bend down and reach up. We're going to get a nice pace going. But if you feel like speed is just not for you this morning, take it slow and mindful. Reach down, touch the ground, come up, lift your heels, arms clap overhead. But if speed feels good and you want to get a little pace going, bend down, touch the ground, and arms up and overhead. And if you can add that heel lift, awesome. But if you're not in good control of the heel lift, you might want to leave that off. Make sure that you're supporting the ankles, keeping your belly pulled in nice and tight as you reach the arms up and overhead. You got it. Nice work. And time. Woo. Good job. Check your heart rate, check your breath. Moving right into our next speed round. We're going to take it into a little side to side, pick up one leg and hold, take it into that little side to side, pick up one leg and hold. If you're not going for speed, focus on the balance. Crisscross your legs, walk to one side, pick it up and hold. But if you're working for speed, soften the feet, work over to one side, pick it up and hold. Nice work. Already halfway there. Yes, you guys are amazing. Nice job. Five seconds left. And time. Awesome job. All right, keep walking while we talk through the next one. So just a nice little pace. Get your heart rate down just a little bit. Our last speed round is a little bit more challenging purely because of the way that we're doing it. So we're going to start to find a figure eight pattern on our mat. Find your figure eight pattern, keep walking. But now we're going to take it into a tippy toe walk, and we're going to tippy toe walk for speed. So pick up those heels and then nice and fast, tippy toe walk your figure eight pattern. You're going to keep your knees slightly soft. You're going to really work through those toes to find that bit of speed. And then if you need to sink down just a little bit so you can get a little bit more speed, do the version that feels best. But try to keep those heels lifted the whole time. Nice and fast. You got it. And then if you just like that evenness, switch directions of your figure eight, but keep your heels lifted just so you don't get dizzy. Nice. 20 seconds left. How fast can you go without putting those heels down on the ground? Five seconds left. And time. Woo. Beautiful work. Set those feet down about hip width distance apart. We're taking it into some slow motion squats. So think butt back, bend your knees, come up nice and slow, super slow. Imagine that you're just moving suddenly into that slow motion pattern. Butt back, bend your knees, come up nice and slow. Keep a nice even distance between your knees and your inner thighs. Beautiful. "30 seconds to go. Can you go even slower?" "10 seconds to go. Can you go even slower?" And time. Awesome job. Okay, last 2 minutes is going to be single leg work. So if your balance isn't there this morning, grab a wall, use your hand hold. We're going to keep the leg lifted and we're going to work into that external rotation. So the leg is going to stay lifted, pull the heel out to the side, bring it back in. If you need just a little bit of that feedback, bring your hand to the outside of the thigh. So we want to keep that leg in that strong position, swing it out, pull it back in with control. Better to have a handhold on the wall so you can focus on that work rather than having to focus on your balance. 10 more seconds here. All right, now it's going to be the same bit of work, but we're going to release that knee back in line with the knee. So we're going to keep that held together. And now you're going to swing the leg out and bring it back in. Swing the heel out and bring it back in. Keep it nice and steady and controlled. And again, if you need a handhold, hold on to your wall or a chair so you can focus on this work without having to steady and focus too much on your balance. As you swing that leg out, get that little squeeze, or maybe even bring your hand to your side of your glutes so you can feel that work happening. Woo, nice work. Set that leg down, give your standing leg a shake. We're taking it right to the other side. Pick that knee up. You're gonna hold that leg up, hand to the outside of the thigh if you like that bit of feedback. And we're swinging the heel out, bringing it back in. So the leg stays level. We just lift the heel out to the side, engaging those glutes, the gluteus medius, gluteus minimus. So those side glutes that help support. Beautiful, nice and slow and steady here. All right, now we're gonna switch. So we're gonna slide that knee down so that the knee is in line with the knee. Swing the leg out to the side and bring it back in. And if you like tuning in and focusing, bring your hand to the side of the glutes. As you swing that heel out, you should feel those little side glute muscles activate. And then you might choose to hold it out there for a second and then swing it back in. Nice and slow and controlled. You got this. 5 seconds left. Woo, and time. Set that foot down. Give everything a good shake. We're going to stretch the feet and then we'll stretch the backs of the legs. So step your right leg back, toes curled under, and we're just going to push back into the heel, get a little stretch to the heel and the calf, roll through the top of the foot, stretch the ankle. Push the heel back, roll through, stretch the top of the foot. Nice. 2 more just like that. Beautiful. And then we're going to switch to the other foot. So find that little bit of a light lunge, push back into the heel, curl the toes under, Stretch the top of the foot. Beautiful. 2 more just like that. Awesome job. Both feet on the ground, about hip width distance apart. Take a nice big breath, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, bend your knees, hinge from your waist, fold down to the ground. Hang out here for a second. Let your hands get nice and heavy. Keep your knees soft. Soften the back of your body. Soften the back of your neck. So your gaze should be down at the ground or to the end of your mat or to the wall behind you. One more breath. Bend your knees, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up nice and slow and controlled. And we're just going to take a couple of good shrugs of your shoulders. We did a little bit of fine tuning work, so hopefully you didn't get your energy up too much. Bring one arm across the body, get head, shoulder, the back of the arm, drop that shoulder down, and take 3 good nods of your head up and down. Awesome. Head comes to neutral, release that arm, switch to the other side, grab the back of the arm, drop the shoulder down, and then nod your head up and down about 3 times. Beautiful. Bring your head to neutral, give your arms a couple of good swings, grab your